Okay, I'm on paragraph 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, the body could not separate your mind from your brothers unless you wanted it to be a cause of separation and of distancing between you and him. Thus do you endow it with a power that lies not within itself. And herein lies its power over you. For now you think that it determines when your brother and you meet, and limits your ability to make communion with your brother's mind. Now, don't you think that's an important sentence?
Mm-hmm.
And now your body tells you where to go and how to go there, what is feasible for you to undertake, and what you cannot do. It dictates what its health can tolerate and what will tire it and make it sick. And its inherent weaknesses set up the limitations on what you would do and keep your purpose limited and weak. Remember, one of the things we're trying to get out of our mind as we do the workbook exercises is that sentence I mentioned. It's sentence 4 in this paragraph. For now you think that your body determines when your brother and you meet.
Mm-hmm.
And limits your ability to make communion with your brother's mind. So, isn't that what we think? We're not really communicating with someone unless their body's present. And the Course is completely changing our mind about that. That we actually can communicate when bodies are not there. Okay, Rusty?
The body will accommodate to this if you would have it so. It will allow but limited indulgences in love, with intervals of hatred in between. And it will take command of when to love and when to shrink more safely into fear. It will be sick because you do not know what loving means. And so you must misuse each circumstance. And everyone you meet and see in them a purpose not your own.
The ego misuses every relationship.
To serve itself rather than the truth. Okay, is it your turn, Hollis? Or yes?
It is not love that asks to sacrifice, but fear demands the sacrifice of love. For in love's presence, fear cannot abide. For hate to be maintained, love must be feared, and only sometimes present, sometimes gone. This is love seen as treacherous, because it seems to come and go uncertainly, and offer no stability to you. You do not see how limited and weak is your allegiance, and how frequently you have demanded that love go away and leave you quietly alone in quote unquote peace. And that's called depression, that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
This is important because he's trying to get us to understand that love is always present. If it's your allegiance to the thought system of love that makes it seem like it goes away from your goes away from your experience, it seems to come and go uncertainly and offer no stability to you, doesn't it? It seems like it just, flies right out the window in like a moment. You see something, you interpret it a certain way, and now it's like, whoosh, flash, it's gone. See, that's our weak allegiance. But that's the whole point. Now we're doing these miracles. What you do is when that flies out, you go, okay, love is still here. And I'm going to call on a miracle to show me it is. I have just, lost touch with it because of a false perception. And I'm getting this perception out of the way because love is not weak. And it doesn't disappear. I have just removed myself from it. But until you have the concept of this miracle, you don't, it feels like it's really gone. How do you get it back?
Yeah, and sometimes when you're with somebody who's in a lot of pain, you do wish they would just go away and leave you alone. No, I remember just saying to Russ, I just have to have some peace. I just have to get somewhere alone so I can pull myself together and have peace.
I can remember saying to my kids when they were
Yeah.
little, how can I be at peace when you just keep on doing whatever?
Keep on being a kid.
It's like,
Would you
keep
quit
on
it?
being a kid. It's like, you are not love. Get out of here. So I can get in touch with my love all by myself. Something's wrong with that picture.
But sometimes you need to have times just to take deep breaths and to just have a clearing, you know?
Yeah, and the point to remember is that's because we are in need of healing. It's not because it's ultimately true. See, ultimately, the truth is we will finally get to the place where anything can happen and we can stay in love because we're so in touch with truth. We see right through everything. But right now, we're in a healing journey, and so we have to understand, yeah, that's what we have to do. But he's trying to tell us what ultimately the end of the journey is, where nothing disrupts your peace, or love never removes itself from you because you have become one with it. So it's always there for you. It's stable and you can count on it because your mind is not serving the smaller identity anymore. Doesn't that sound like a good deal?
Yes, it does.
You might be interested in comparing this. In the first review in the workbook, the introduction to it, he says, at your stage of learning, you're going to, let's see if I can find it. I'll paraphrase it. At this stage, we need to have separate quiet time to do our practice. And then he says that ultimately we'll learn that peace is part of us and requires only that you be there to embrace any situation in which you are. And finally, you will learn that there is no limit to where you are, so that your peace is everywhere as you are.
Peace is part of us.
Yeah.
It's like our love.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are peace and understanding and love are all together. So in understanding, you're going to have peace and love because you see things from the Spirit's perspective.
So as we're removing our blocks to love, we're also experiencing
Increased
the
peace.
peace and understanding and love as one.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. They all go together. A nice trinity, I guess.